Today we're at Pro-Dyno in Fort Mill, South Carolina, where the SVT Performance 2015 Mustang EcoBoost project car will be getting its first round of performance modifications, which will include a Kooks off-road turbo back exhaust, Airaid intake, and Livernois Motorsports 93 octane race tune. But as always, our first step is to get some baseline dyno numbers. .288 horsepower and 277 torque are solid numbers for stock, but you guys know we can't leave anything stock. So with a little help from Dan, Paul, and the rest of the Pro-Dyno crew, it's time to get our hands dirty and install some go-fast parts. I have to give a big shout out to the crew at Pro-Dyno for all the help and hospitality they extended to us during this round of modifications. We really couldn't have pulled this off without them. After just a few hours work, we were off the lift and back on the dyno. So with the Kooks, Livernois, and Airaid combination, we were able to pick up over 50 horsepower and 160 pound-feet of torque, with massive gains below 5,000 RPMs. So you guys have seen the massive amount of power we picked up with the Kooks turbo back exhaust, Airaid intake, and Livernois Motorsports race tune. So let's go out for a little drive and see how this combo works on the street. Now on initial startup, the first thing we're going to notice is the exhaust is much more burbly than the factory system and gives a nice tone. If we rev up just a little bit, now it actually starts to sound like a performance engine. Before, the exhaust was so quiet, the car just really sounded too tame. But now, it sounds much more aggressive and performance oriented. Let's go for a little drive. Just run up through the gears a little bit here. So the first thing you're going to notice, it sounds way more aggressive. And then on top of that, the Livernois Motorsports tune gives way more power down low. Just slow down here, do a quick second to third shift, just to show you how much more torque we're getting down low from the Livernois tune. Got a nice crisp shift too from our MGW shifter. So at cruise, the Kooks exhaust gives us a lot more volume inside the cabin than the factory stuff. In my opinion, the factory exhaust was just way too quiet, and it really kept this car from feeling like it was any sort of a performance car at all. It just felt like a commuter car. A lot of Mustang fans and EcoBoost engine fans were hoping that this would be a performance-oriented car, but really, the EcoBoost Mustang seems to have sort of taken the place of the 6-cylinder Mustang. The car makes good power from the factory, but it's not really performance tuned. The suspension's a little softer, even with the performance pack like this car has. It's still softer than what I would like. And then the tune itself is just not that aggressive. Going through a quiet exhaust and a muffled intake, it really feels like you're driving the 6-cylinder S197 car, which was a good car. Don't get me wrong, that car made great power. And with just a few bolt-ons, it could really hurt 3-valve GTs from just a generation prior. And this car really can with a few bolt-ons. But what we were looking for was like a little more edge from this car, and Ford just didn't deliver it from the factory. But all you got to do is call up Livernois and Kooks and Airaid, pick up the old holy trinity of mods, intake, tune, and exhaust, and it really livens this car up. I mean, where else are you going to be able to pick up basically 100 pound-feet of torque on any car with that list of mods. You don't really get that anywhere these days, except with turbo engines or the big supercharged V8s. So in essence, what we've got now is a car that's way more fun to drive than it used to be, and while it still gets great mileage. And just like with our Fiesta ST project car, updating your device is exceedingly simple with the Livernois tuner. All you do is just plug it into your computer, open the software, click one button, and it will download the latest firmware or tune updates from Livernois. Dan and the guys there are always massaging these tunes and just trying to get the best drivability and power they can out of them. So when they come up with a breakthrough that makes the car drive better, produce more power, get better mileage, they upload that tune to their cloud, and then you can update your device, load the new tune into your car, and you're good to go. I really can't say enough about the Livernois Kooks and Airaid combo. It's really made this car way more fun to drive. Before, it was way too tame for my taste. I wanted something more aggressive, and this combo really woke this car up. All the while, it still gets pretty good mileage for what it is. It's still a heavy car, but just the normal driving like I do in it, I still pull down between 25 and 28 miles per gallon. I'm lucky to have access to a gas station that sells non-ethanol 93 octane at the pump. Well, that's something you usually only find at like a marina or a place that sells fuel for boats. But these cars really love that. Get rid of the ethanol, they make more power, and they get better mileage. So if I had to sum up this first round of mods to our 2015 Mustang EcoBoost project car, I'd have to say that I'm really impressed. The Airaid intake added a nice level of induction noise that really lets you hear the turbocharger working. The Kooks exhaust cut weight and added a nice aggressive exhaust tone to the car, which it really needed because the stock system was just way too quiet. And the Livernois Motorsports 93 octane performance tune brought it all together, and at the end of the day we were able to pick up over 50 horsepower and over 160 pound-feet of torque. Getting that kind of power increase out of a 2.3 liter four-cylinder with just 3 mods is absolutely insane. And the really crazy thing is we're just starting with this car. We have a lot more stuff planned. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out svtperformance.com to stay updated on this build and our other project cars.